Well, hello, Glenda Sims, aka the Good Witch. Uh, the Good Witch. I
Howdy.
mean, how did you get that name?
When I was little, The Wizard of Oz was a really big deal to sit and watch on
Ah,
regular television.
yeah,
And as I would introduce myself, if I just said, "Hi, my name's Glenda," Glenda's not a very common name, and people would think I said Linda, which
right.
is a perfectly good name, but it's not mine.
Yeah,
And so,
I thought you were Linda for years.
see?
No, I didn't.
And so, what I do is when I introduce myself for years, way before I got involved in tech, it was, "Hi, I'm Glenda, like the Good Witch and the Wizard of Oz." And it creates a mental picture, and people catch my name much better that way.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's like you may know David Swallow, my friend who I always talk
Yes.
about, and he's always on the Rose Gallery, which will give you a hint.
Yes.
Um, he uh, he likes he likes to be called Duke.
Juke.
Yeah, it's sort of no, he doesn't actually. I'm just saying that because there's there's a TV show called Red Dwarf. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's
Mm-mm.
this character in it called Arnold Rimmer, and Rimmer's a hologram, and well, he's a hologram. He was a person that died, but anyway,
Yeah.
it's well worth a watch if you've never seen it.
I will check that out.
But there's this character in it that is like this sort of successful version of Arnold Rimmer. Rimmer's never successful. He's just nobody likes him, and he refers to him like he says, "My nickname is Duke," when nobody's ever called him that. But no, Dave's actual nickname is the King of Driffield. And there's a reason for that because he came from a place called Driffield in York. He was born there. But
All
anyway,
right.
enough about David. So tell me a little bit more about your history, the arc of your work life.
So I worked at the University of Texas at Austin for 25 years.
Wow.
And the first 10 of those, I was an HR professional. Maybe it was less than 10. No, it was 10 for HR professional. And I got bored doing work that could have been digitized. And so I then became a developer at the University of Texas.
Wow.
And this was the old days, okay?
Yeah.
This was before you had big, giant third-party softwares that did all the things. And so I became a developer and I was the lead developer for all the HR applications for the University of Texas system. So that's all the universities, UT Austin, UT San Antonio, and there are like 17 of them.
So what programming language were you?
We wrote, originally we were on mainframe.
Yeah.
God, I'm old. We were in mainframe and we were writing in a German language called Natural. It was very simple.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the web and it was so early that it was pre-JavaScript days.
Wow.
And Curtis Pugh at UT Austin wrote the scripting language for us to build our
Yeah.
UI. And so I was on the web developing early, and I was coming at it from an HR angle. All right.
Mm.
So literally, I programmed the employment application, the timesheet. I did insurance, um, all the things. And but I'm a people person first. And one of my coworkers in my early HR days, she was the specific interviewer for people with disabilities. because there's an etiquette and you have to understand reasonable accommodations.
Yeah.
And you can say the wrong thing if you don't know what you're doing and get in trouble. And so she was just over the cube wall from me and just listening and lunch talks with her. I know that that was the seed of my eventual move to digital accessibility. So at some point in my career, I moved from just writing the code for HR to, I wonder if I can move from the business side of UT into the academic side. And I had a sticky note on my computer for my wish to be a part of Team Web. That was my goal. And I got very lucky. David Cook hired me onto that team. And we were the people that produced www.utexas.edu, the very first
So what
mobile
years
app.
are we talking about? Is this
Hmm.
the 80s, the 90s? Oh, no, it
Oh,
wouldn't be the
okay, okay.
80s. It'd be the 90s or the
So,
2000s.
so I moved to Team Web in 1999, I want to say. It's 1999 when I moved on to Team Web. I'd already been developing for probably 8 years.
Yep.
But then I moved there and oh my God, it was so much fun because every other gig I would get, every other work assignment I would get would be mind-blowingly awesome. Now, every other one would be very pragmatic, like help the students pay for their printing bills, like the
Yeah.
system that would do that. But as I sat down on Team Web with the most amazing group of humans, UT was a fabulous place to work. I go in, I sit down, and I'm in a room with three other women. And I turn and I say, I'm really interested in being a digital accessibility expert. Is that okay with y'all if I specialize in it? Or did one of you want to do it? And they're like, no, 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 you do it, you do it. And there's this guy on campus, a faculty member, Dr. John Slayton. You need to go meet him. So PJ Abrams, I think, because she's the one that said, go meet John Slayton. And I go over there, I'm like, faculty member, oh no, like, is it all going to be stiff and formal? I met that wonderful man and he became my mentor
Wow.
and we worked closely. And I say I was on the academic side of the house. Technically, yeah, I guess we were. Team Web was more academic, but it still felt more like the business. And so he
Yeah.
was faculty pushing for digital accessibility, and I was more business pushing for accessibility. And we moved a bit of a mountain
Well, if anybody could, it would be the Good Witch, that's for sure. Now,
with John. Hmm.
yeah. So, I mean, I honestly don't know a lot about John Slayton. I know his name. I know that he was some, but I've never encountered him. And when did he die?
He died in 2008.
Oh, okay. So it was quite a long time ago.
Yeah, 2008. And his best friend was one of his best friends was Jim Thatcher.
I know Jim Thatcher. Yeah.
And so I consider like my accessibility heritage. I call myself the accessibility love child of John Slayton and Sharon Rush.
Sharon, I know as well. She's wonderful. And
Yeah.
she's just retired, isn't she? Or she
Um,
just stepped down
the
from
party
moving.
is this week. The party is
Ah,
this week. There's
at Access
at
U.
Access to You, there's going to be a beautiful event. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Sight, Sound, Soul, I think.
No.
And it is a completely accessible event with music and audio description and
Cool.
sign language interpretation. And then there's an artist painting
This
to the
is
music.
has this got to so did I was reading something from I'm hopeless with names or something. It's gone out of Crystal Preston Watson.
Oh,
She was talking about some multi, multi
it
aspect.
it probably is. I remember the first time Sharon dreamed up the event, and I was just so blown away. One year, it may have been the first year, we were in New Mexico at some fabulous event. Uh, No, I do a lot of work with nobility, volunteer work. And the artist, we had a blind jazz pianist
Cool.
and we had a blind painter. And the painter didn't just paint abstracts, he actually was painting the portrait of the blind pianist.
Oh wow.
And I believe the painter asked if he could touch the gentleman's face. He got permission so that he could have a better understanding of his face. And
Mm.
then the painter drew with puff paint what he was going to paint, and the puff paint becomes his outlines. And I couldn't figure out how any of that was happening, but then he had an art class, a workshop for us later.
Mm.
And what he would do is he would add texture to each paint color so that he could
Ah,
feel when he put it
cool.
on his palette, he could
Yep.
feel the difference in the paints.
Right.
Oh, I mean, what Sharon's events, they're
Yeah, I
a bit
just looked it
mind-blowing.
up while you were talking, and this Crystal Preston Watson thing is a night of disability pride comedy. July 5th at the Rise Comedy in Denver.
Okay,
So
that she's in Denver. All right.
yeah, but it sounds that sounds
This other one
sounds
is called Sight, Sound, Soul, and it's also going to be a celebration for the amazing work that Sharon Rush has done
oh
as
excellent.
she hands the baton of executive director of Nobility over to the amazing Jillian.
Yeah, I haven't met Gillian. Is that Gillian? What's the second name? Raw?
I'll
No, that's
have
Julie
to.
Raw. That's somebody else
Uh-uh.
totally.
No, 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 no. Um, Let me look her up real quick. What I'll say is when I first met Jillian, she was coming from Houston and she worked for Sharon. And Jillian is the most perfect person for this role. If you look at the shoes she's stepping into, everyone's like, oh my gosh. And Jillian's like, I can never fill Sharon's shoes. But I really think Jillian was born to take this moment and make sure that Nobility continues to be the wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
learning and community space
Yeah, they do
that
a
it
lot of
is.
stuff, don't they? They do the air rally and they do. I remember many years ago now, it was probably about 2010 or 2012 that I got presented with it was like hero accessibility or something.
Yeah.
It was because of the work I was doing on H2O5 at the time, and it was instigated, I think, by Rich Svertberger, who I work very
Yes.
closely with. I've got it somewhere. I don't know where it is but I just do remember being in a room and I'm never very good with accolades or whatever, but it was a nice thing. And I
Mhm.
also remember that TPG did some. work. We contracted to get some work done with by Nobility, and at the time it was with Molly. This was like 15 years ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's always and I've always seen and said hi to Sharon whenever I've seen her at the various events. Just like with you, I mean, I always and well, I didn't see you this year, but I usually see you at
You
Seaside.
were missed.
Yeah, I mean, I had serious FOMO because I really enjoy going to Seaside
Yeah.
just because I have fun there, really. Um,
It is a lot of fun. And
yeah,
I'm gonna segue just for an interesting thing, and my dear friends will go, "Oh, here she goes again."
that's
Um,
all right.
the next time you come out to California, if you're into interactive, immersive art, I would like to take you to my favorite place called Meow Wolf.
Oh, well.
Um,
If you're going to invite me somewhere, I'll definitely go. I mean, I must admit, I usually don't go anywhere apart from the conference, so I'm quite happy to get to go on a journey.
Meow Wolf is the most mind-blowing thing, and it makes me feel like I've become Alice in Wonderland and I've just fallen through
Wow.
the looking glass. It is so cool. And what I love about going to places like that is how many times do you and I face things in our work that seem insurmountable or exhausting?
Yeah,
And we look at
definitely the latter.
how many years that we've been trying to make a dent, a positive dent in the space. And I go to a place like Meow Wolf, and it helps me think inside, outside, upside down.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, you took when you talk about something being insurmountable, I, people I know, people have been going on about the latest results of the WebAIM survey and
Mhm.
how seemingly um, the accessibility of the code's gone backwards. But
Yeah.
I think that's really that the through the time that I've been working and you've been working on the web,
Mhm.
things have just become a lot more complex. And so it's really sort of saying, well, 10 years or even 1 year ago, the complexity of what we're dealing with web user interfaces and user interfaces in general, it's always changing. Well, that's one of the things I really like about what I do and what we do is that there's always challenges. So yeah, it's about like I never wake up and think, oh, today's the day that everything's going to be accessible because it never is.
It's funny. One of the things that's driving me, um, it, I think we're about the same age.
Well, I'm
Um,
62. I don't know.
I am too.
Oh, well, there you go. You were
I
born in
am too.
64?
63.
60. Oh, so you were a little bit older than me because I was born in
Little bit.
January.
I
Yeah.
was I was
But
supposed
you
to be
look
born in
younger than
January.
me, though.
I was
How
supposed
do
to be
you do?
born in January.
All right, but you came
What
in
day?
December.
What day?
I was born on the 26th of January, which is Australia Day, which used to
Oh,
be a celebration.
yeah.
It's a public holiday, but now
Yeah.
it's as I've said before, it's reviled because of the politics of the way the Aboriginal people were treated and continue to be treated. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yes.
So one of the things that really drives me, it's interesting. It's like, why am I still working? Um, I thought I'd be retired by now for sure.
I never
And
thought that, but
you
I've got
didn't?
young kids still, well, young. One's 17-year-old and one 21, who's and they're both at college or
Yeah.
my older girl is at university. So
So my kids have both finished college. One of them's married, the other one's getting married in September.
Oh,
So exciting.
lovely.
And it's like, why am I still working? Well, number one, I love what we do.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet.
No. Just like
And
WCAG 3. Ain't done yet.
ain't done yet.
Yeah.
And what's really important to me at this moment is, I mentioned John Slayton and Jim Thatcher, and both of those gentlemen have passed.
Yeah.
And they and Sharon and Jim Allen are like so important to me. And my career was created by some of these people, as in
Yeah.
Jim created the first screen reader. And,
Yeah.
think about like Tim Berners-Lee created the web. Our world, we know these people. Like,
Yeah.
how am I going to give back? What am I going to do? And I do believe that there are other planes of awareness, and that I want to take the vision that Jim Thatcher and John Slayton had, and I want to move the needle way more than it is, so that the WebAIM survey, when I retire, will have moved so that, are we done? No, we'll never be done. Will it be perfect? No, it won't be perfect. But we made a leap forward.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'd be nice. It would be nice to see some. But as I say, I mean, I think it's a combination of that. Well, a combination. I just think that the complexity of the user interface and the complexity of the technology that we use to create these user interfaces, it's just always moving. So like recently, there's a it's implemented behind a flag in Chrome, but it's HTML in Canvas. So you can basically have interactive canvases.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's interesting,
Yeah.
I could just have like I always thought it was going to happen because I remember I I was arguing with Ian Hickson at the time, who's the editor of the HTML spec at that time, that he didn't want to allow any interaction to occur because it's just basically a bitmap. That's what it is. That's what canvas, and he didn't want people to build stuff. And I was thinking, well, it doesn't really matter what we want. People are going to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this proposal, it's worthwhile reading. But this proposal, this implementation, does take into account accessibility, and it does work. So but again, it's an additional complexity, and you've got to really think about, well, does it how does it support people with disabilities? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's an extra complexity. That's what I'm saying. It's just an example of that.
Mhm,
Now,
mhm, mhm.
let me pull up the Rose Gallery.
Okay, let's do it.
And yeah, so I've reduced the numbers of people in the Rose Gallery from 12 to 8 purely because when Hayden was on, he broke it. He only got through half, so I had to end up doing two,
Oh, gotcha. Mhm, mhm.
two, well, almost 3 hours of him and I talking,
To
which
make
is
it through the rogues.
yeah, which is more than enough for anyone. But let me just share my screen.
I feel like I'm about to play a game.
Yeah, well, it's a game, but you don't lose or win or anything like that. It's just,
Okay, okay, okay. Let me look. Oh,
okay. So top left. Sorry, there's mostly blokes here. Well, it's all
okay,
blokes
that's
that we
fine.
want.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Wait.
So top left.
Oh. Okay, top left.
Yeah.
Well, that I think might be the amazing.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no, no,
oh,
no. Sorry. Somehow
oh.
now I don't know how I see. This is what happens. I just
That's fine. That's
yeah.
fine. Is that David Swallow?
It is.
Oh,
That is sorry,
the amazing David
David
Swallow.
Swallow. Yeah, he's there. He is at my house. He came and stayed the night. He was doing a presentation in London at a university. He came and stayed the night, and the next day he went and he likes doing park runs. And
Oh,
so where the I lived in Bushy Park, which is where the original park run occurred, and he wanted to go and make his pilgrimage. So there he is. And so you're one of the few people that actually got his name right. Uh, Extra points for the name of my dog. I don't
oh,
know.
oh, I have no clue.
That's Lola.
Lola.
I just like the look on her face there. She's sort of like, look, say, what the fuck is this guy doing? But anyway, yeah, we've got that gate there because she's had some problems with her legs, her back legs, and losing.
Aw.
And so she's on steroids, and unfortunately, the steroids make her wee uncontrollably at times. So when
Yeah.
I take it, we live in a flat, second floor, and when I take her downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
we have to
Mm-hmm.
walk down like 47 steps, which are carpeted. So I
Yeah.
I put a nappy on her.
Yep. Yep.
That's yeah, and that's the reason why, because she seems to like going onto the carpet and doing a wee. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
too much
Mm-hmm.
information, but that's David.
Well, I am happy to have met Lola virtually.
Yeah, she's a
How
lovely
old is
dog.
she?
She's 7 now, but
She's
she's been through the
7.
wars. You know, she'd had
Mm-hmm.
both broke both her front elbows. She had yeah,
Oh,
the congenital defect. She's had
gotcha.
like meningitis or the dog version of it, and she lost control
Mm-hmm.
of her back
Mm-hmm.
legs and all these
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, she's still with us, still causing havoc, still incredulous at the presence of Dave in the house. So
Of
that's
course,
okay.
of course.
And
Oh,
who's
and this next one, it's really weird because I'm I initially thought it was Carl, but I
no?
think it's Patrick.
It is Patrick.
It's
Patrick's another one that,
Lauka.
yeah, Patrick Larco, yes.
Hmm?
And he's wearing a bike helmet because he's recently got into riding bikes. So I just thought I just got don't ask me why, but I've got lots of pictures of both of them. Well, part of the reason is we meet up, like they're good friends of mine, and we meet up regularly, like once every couple of months somewhere.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
whether it be in our hometown or we go to last time we were in Birmingham. Um, I'm actually going to York next week for Tetralogical Week, which is
Uh-huh.
our face-to-face meetup. But Dave lives in York, so I'll see him there. And obviously Patrick works with me, so we'll be reunited, and there'll be plenty of photos.
And there'll be more photos.
Yeah, well, it's really. I mean, I've got quite a few photos of you from when uh, obviously not like creek shots, but I mean when at CSUN, because I always take lots of photos, because then without the photos, I just forget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just it really brings things back to me. So
It
I'm
does. It
appreciative
does.
of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Patrick, and everybody knows Pat.
He's such an important part of our community. The
He is.
work he
Yeah,
does on WCAG.
yeah. He's the yeah. I just yeah. I sit in awe of him when the. I mean, well, apart from the fact he's got a huge ego, but everything else, no, he doesn't. I'm just
Well, I was gonna say, really? All I know is that he's usually right.
well, don't say that to him because that's what he yeah. But I mean it's one of the things that I really like about working with people like Patrick and
Yeah.
knowing people like Patrick and yourself and others is that and Mike as well and
Hmm.
yourself is that even though I know stuff about accessibility, I know my particular area, but it's such a broad
It is.
subject
It
there's
is.
no way that, and I don't pretend to know everything because, and I think that's dangerous where people feel the need to think that they're experts in every aspect, and there's no way. I mean, I'm not even an expert in the aspects of stuff that I know well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always someone that you can call on. That's the part of the wonderful thing about the community that we work in is that people share knowledge freely, and that's an
Yeah.
important thing. I've always kept that in my head.
I
Um,
love it. I love it. Well, the next one is super simple. That's
yeah,
Paciello. Of course, I have
yeah,
to say which one because at least
yeah,
three of them work in the biz.
yeah.
So that's
Oh, well,
Papa Mike.
does Kyle Paciello works at DQ? Does he?
Yes, he is
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met like I've interacted with him, but
Mm.
I don't actually think I've ever met him in person. Um, his brother and obviously one of other Mike's other sons, Shane,
Yep.
I know really well, and
Yeah.
I really like. I mean, yeah, I mean, I like him, Shane. Obviously I have a great affection for Mike. Um,
Mike's got good kids.
yeah, he's yeah. Um, I was pleased that I could get him onto the fireside, which I did fairly recently, and we talked about stuff because um, mainly because even though I don't agree with the he's working at audio, I think it was a bad move, but
Yeah,
I don't. I think he did it for the right reasons, and
I
I'd
agree.
still believe that Mike. You know, if anybody can make a difference, Mike Paciello can.
I think so too. And it was curious when Mike went to Audio Eye, I'm like, what in the world? And I seriously thought a year would pass and he would, run screaming from the building. And he hasn't. And he is there to
I
try
think
and
he's.
fix it from the
I think he's made
inside.
some positive change within
Yeah.
audio eye at least. They
Yeah.
don't. They no longer claim they have an accessibility overlay.
Mhm.
So anyway,
So
yeah,
let me ask you, do you know Chris Wilson by any chance?
yes.
Okay.
The guy from he used to work at Microsoft, then worked at Google, and has recently
Yep.
retired. Yes.
Yes, he's fun employed. Um, and it's funny, when I first met Chris Wilson, he was at Microsoft and I was subbing in on a South by Southwest panel because Aaron Gustafson,
Yep.
his flight didn't make it. So
Right.
I'm having to pop onto this web standards panel and represent like the Zeldman Molly Halshag web standards angle.
Yep.
And Chris Wilson's there representing Microsoft and Internet Explorer. And I'm like, what? And I soon discovered what a prince of a man
Yeah.
trying to fix things from the inside.
Yeah.
And it's forever changed my opinion. Like, don't assume that just because a business is doing something you don't like, that all its employees believe in
Of course, of
that. Yeah.
course. I mean, that is the thing that is that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones and
Yeah.
that everybody works somewhere, and some of those places are more palatable than others. But I mean, who Microsoft, Google, etc. I mean, they all do lots of really shitty things that nobody likes, but you don't look at the people that work there, that are fighting the good fight within those organizations for accessibility, in particular, or whatever it may be. You don't look at them and say, you shouldn't work there because, well, I'm sure some people do. It's like, I mean, I, I joke around about not wanting to work for any of the big three because
Yeah.
I did work for TPG, obviously,
Yeah.
accessory people, accessory companies. But I started working there when it was run by Mike
When
and
it was pure.
Debs and Charlie, and it was a totally different organization.
Yeah.
It so I can say yes, I've worked for an American company for 17 years, but I don't think that I was lucky enough by the time that Mike left, I'd found some position. I don't know, like I had a charmed existence there. So I
Yeah.
wasn't,
Yeah.
so I was well paid and I got to do what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
which is not, mostly is not the case for people,
It's
Well,
so true. So true.
yeah. And people just, graft. I mean, I've always grafted as well, but you know what I mean. But anyway, the point I was trying to make, I think, was that I poke fun at DQ and which is your employer and
Yes.
access and level access or whatever. But you don't have to like a company, but you can support and like the people that work there.
Yeah. And it's funny because no company is perfect.
No.
Humans are messy. Um, but I continue to choose to work as a Q. I've been here since February 1st, 2011.
So you've been there a fair amount of time, yeah.
I've been there a long time.
Yeah.
And because I believe there's no place else on earth I can have the impact that I have.
Yeah.
And it was a hard switch for me because I worked a total of 25 years at UT Austin. Working in an EDU on digital accessibility the last X years, I was able to share because I was at EDU, right?
Mhm.
And then going into .com, it's intellectual property. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. But I learned that I learned that I can do really good things and I can still find ways to give things away for free within this org that are approved. And that it takes the whole village of different types.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I always
yeah.
think about, I mean, like Axe as a the rules engine that DQ had. I mean, it's
It,
everywhere.
it's
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I presume that the license is such that it can be used everywhere because that's
it
what it
can.
seems to,
It can.
which is great.
That in and of itself is one of the things that I'm like the gift of that from AxeCore and then AxeCon, a free digital conference with no travel requirements that humans in this difficult economy can continue to learn. How that
Just
makes
like
me,
ID 24 that Pat runs.
yep. Oh, I love ID 24.
Yeah, well, he's doing a call for I think it's in September, so he's doing a call for
Hmm.
submissions. So you should think about it. Tell your friends. He's always looking for interesting.
Oh, I know. And I love, you know, I admit I scan Ali Toronto, I scan ID 24, and I'm looking who am I gonna see if they'll come speak at OxCon?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's understandable. I mean, yeah, it's good. So yes, so that's Mike, and there he's standing. It's obviously at Access U.
Yes, yes, in
So.
Austin. I'm headed there in just a few hours. Lucy Greco is the keynote tonight.
Say hi to Lucy for me. I've
Yeah.
actually been meaning to get in contact with her because uh, Lucy's another person I've met at various conferences over the years, and we always have a chat. I wanted to get her on here to have a chat with her, but I haven't been in contact with her yet. I did. I recently snagged well yesterday, Yanina. Uh,
Oh, awesome. She
yeah.
is she is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes. No, it was last Wednesday. because I she is co-chair of the
Tag.
accessible platforms
Yeah, accessibility
architecture
platform.
group
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
with an old colleague of mine and friend Matthew Atkinson, who's on
Matthew
the tag.
Atkinson. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so and so I asked her, and she said she'd be delighted because she's someone who's just been around for years, and she's always been involved and active. And apparently, she plays the mean piano too.
I did not know this.
Yeah, there's I think there's recordings of her playing piano. Like she did something recently, did a recital recently, and people invited. But anyway, I'll see if I can find a recording and I'll put it on when I
Mhm.
publish the this in the next week
Perfect.
or so. So yeah, so that's Access You and Mike. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
move on.
Oh, wait, I think there's somebody to the right
Oh,
of
yeah, there
me.
is. Oh, there's two more people. Uh,
Okay.
you may not know this person.
Wait, 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 wait. Is he still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
His name is Jim O'Donnell. Um, he goes and he's known as Evil Jim O'Donnell for some reason. He's involved with State of the Browser, but he's been someone. He's a local. I think he worked at the University of Greenwich for. He's like does
Ah,
some like astrophysics or some mad hack, sort of propeller head type stuff. But his
right, right.
partner, or he's married to a woman called Michaela Lewis, who's
Uh-huh.
or a lecturer in something, lecturing something to do with what similar what we do. I
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
she always used to do the sort of visual notes like with of like if someone was doing a talk, she'd become out like a cartoon. I don't know if
Uh-huh.
you've ever seen that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but it's because I remember that ages ago she did one of my talks, and I said, "Can I share it?" She said no. So you got to ask. But yeah, but yeah. So that's Jim O'Donnell. Is
Okay. Well, I need to
there is
meet
no
him.
rhyme or reason how I choose these people. Sometimes
You
there
just,
is, but
well, I think it's funny because you find it hard to remember names and then you make us do it.
yeah. I mean, I put the thing people on here, and I can't even remember their name. Do you
Yeah.
know that the person that's standing next to him?
It's funny. My vision's kind of trashy.
And
But
that's yeah.
I first thought David Sloan, and then I'm not sure. And then I thought maybe it's Matt Adder, and then I'm
Oh
like,
yes, it is.
is
It's
it?
Matt Ater, yeah. Well,
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I mean,
I don't know either.
yeah.
I've been on a panel with him, but
I always call him
yeah,
Mater.
he is. We were on a panel at a fireside chat at CSUN last year,
Yeah,
and it was Rochelle Bradley Montgomery, and there was
yeah.
one other person. It was wonderful.
That is a picture of that. He came to visit me because he used to be my boss. I was
Yeah,
at
yeah.
he went, wow. So I don't know how I do this. So anyway, he used to be my boss, and he came to visit me, and that's the front door of the place where I live.
Oh, it's lovely. It looks like something. It looks like a really beautiful place.
Yeah, well, it used to be like it's only really the facade of the building, but it used to be the Sopwith aircraft factory, and I don't know if you've heard of the Sopwith Camel, which was during
Yeah,
World
yeah, yeah.
War One. Yeah, well, this is where they were built, and these were this front part was the offices of the factories where Sir Henry Sopwith used to have his office or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but they knocked all the whole block used to be a huge factory, and they
Mm-hmm.
knocked all the factory down, put flats up, and I live in the old part. And there you
I
go.
like it.
And there's Matt. Yeah, there's Matt standing outside. I like to call this photo when a mater calls. I don't know if you've seen that film when a monster calls.
Mm-mm,
It's
mm-mm.
about cancer coming, affecting a child, and he sort of
Yeah.
sees it as a monster. But anyway, Mater's not a monster; he's a nice guy, and I've always got on well with him. But as I say, it just when I was looking for photos, it just came up, and I thought, oh yeah, I like that photo.
We'll try that one. We'll try that one. Well, the next one's super easy, but it's an old photo.
Yes, well,
That
that's his photo that's on that he uses for Zoom. So that's why,
is it? Is it?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Alistair Campbell.
yeah,
And
Alistair Campbell.
he and Rochelle, and I think it's Adam Page now.
Yes, Adam Page has recently joined them.
Uh-huh. They're herding the cats known as Agwag.
Yeah, I mean, I just was a bit uh, frustrated a couple of weeks ago, and I made a comment on LinkedIn about not about them, but about the thing. But then I came back straight afterwards and made a comment to say that they do a great job because it's not a job that I would want to do.
hmm Oh gosh, no.
I
It
just
is
don't have the patience that I used to have.
it is incredibly political.
Yeah. It's not, it is political.
It
There's also, yeah, there's sort of
and
like, this is
not
it
like
person.
not like government politics, but
No.
just oh yeah, it's incredibly hard work. And one of the things
Yeah.
I try to do is I try to keep my energy spent on digital accessibility.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I must say, I don't talk a lot when I do it. Like, as I said, I've just been in the last couple of hours, been in the
Wow.
conformance.
Oh, conformance. Yes.
Yeah. It was a special meeting, but I mean, I just had to do it sometimes because I want to shout, shut the fuck up, but I don't because I'm a professional, of course. But also, yeah, I just
Agreed.
think that you can expend a lot of energy on things that aren't actually that productive, and
And what I will say is that the work that Alistair and Rochelle and Adam are doing, it's really important
yeah,
because the consensus method and letting everybody voice their opinion. And so I'm grateful for them doing it. I'm also, when I think about Andrew Kirkpatrick, wow. I
yeah,
worked on WCAG 2.1 when he was AgWag lead.
yeah,
Stellar.
yeah. No. Andrew's a good person and a thoughtful person as well. The only issue I have with that group is that
Mhm.
yeah, there should be there's lots of people on there, but mostly people don't actually get a word in edgeways because there's certain people in the group that just dominate. And
I've been thinking that too, and um, I'm gonna maybe brainstorm about that, but not on video.
yeah, yeah, no, of course, of course. I mean, I'm not, yeah,
Yeah.
we're not
So
here to put
this
people
next
down.
person, it is that Christopher from Google?
Yeah, Pat, no. I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
met
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just remembered his name. I was thinking for the moment,
Yeah.
who the hell is this guy?
You put
I
people up here
yeah.
that
Well, no, I did remember. I knew him, but like I just in the moment, I'd suddenly forget
right,
things. But
right.
I just like that because he looked like he looks like
Oh, I
Tony
think it's
Mann.
fabulous. And like I went to the University of Texas at Austin as a college student and then worked there for 25 years. And he's doing this, right? But this is Longhorns. So I'm like loving the whole vibe.
What does that mean?
Um, So our mascot for our football team
Ah,
is a longhorn cow, and they have like big giant
gotcha,
horns. And this is when you're standing up and you're cheering. It's like that's the hand symbol for longhorns.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he
it's
so
a
like
football thing.
he's actually I think he's based in London.
I
But
do too. Yeah,
I
yeah. I
think
don't
that
know that I've met him,
I
but
haven't met him either.
I have other people. Now, this next person, I am gonna make a wild guess.
You've only got half his face, so
I know. And uh, Ian Lloyd?
exactly. You see, you know
Yeah,
everyone. That
yeah.
is colloquially known as Lloydie. Everybody calls him Lloydie. He even calls himself Lloydie, and he's his his handles on various things is Lloydie. Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
someone again who I work with now. I used to
I
work
love
with.
Ian.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
he's
him.
good value, and
Yeah.
he knows his stuff. And I like working with people that have their heart is in the right place, and Ian's heart is in the right place as well.
Such a good
He
guy.
does lots of really interesting things, makes lots of interesting
And his
tools.
BW buses.
Yeah, he loves. Yeah, he's got
Uh-huh.
a motorbike as well. He's. Do you know that he was a he makes that doof doof music.
No,
Yeah, he's a house. Yeah, he's got records that were put out.
I had no idea.
Well, there
I
you
had
go.
I had no idea. And I don't, you may not know this, but the first panel that I was on at South by Southwest, it was Ian and James Craig and Derek Featherstone and myself.
Oh, wow. That
Yep.
was the so
And I was so mad because Eric Meyer's session was at the same time right next door, and I thought nobody would come to my session, but
but
I
they
was
did.
wrong.
Yeah.
We had a full house. Yep. Yep.
I think that was because Pat was sharing a room with Lloydie at South by Southwest. This was in the early 2000s.
2005, if I
Yeah,
recall
yeah,
correctly. Hmm.
yeah. And it's sort of a legendary time they had. But
Oh, it was fabulous.
I've never been. That's another thing. I've never been to South by Southwest.
I
I've never
have
been
to
there to
tell
the Q.
you, I think it was that same South by. I'm at a party. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're out in a beer garden outside in the back. And you know how you're standing in a circle and the circle starts to grow?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you might bump into somebody behind you in another circle that started to grow.
Yeah.
And so that happened. I moved back and I just lightly bumped someone. And then I looked over. It was Jeffrey Zeldman.
Ah.
And I hadn't met him yet. And so I like realized who it is and I'm like, and then that was when I got to meet Jeffrey for the first time.
I met him like I was presenting at a conference in somewhere in the Nordic region, somewhere like Sweden or somewhere like that. And I
Yeah.
met him. And I remember because he said that I was giving him the stink eye. I thought, yeah, of course I'll give you the
That's just
stink eye.
resting Faulkner face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I just it was happened to be. I think yeah, it's got something to do with the way I look.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yanina,
yes, of course, Yanina, and we've talked about
the incredible Yanina, a
yeah,
force of accessibility, goodness, um, fabulous.
yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with, and I look forward to because I'm sure she's got lots of stories. And
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I've worked with and known her for many years, and she's still full of
Yeah.
life.
John
I
Folio introduced me to her.
I haven't seen. Have you? seen?
Yes, I keep in very close touch with John.
I
He is
remember that
doing
you and I
well.
were discussing, yeah, and
Yeah.
I did reach out to him a couple about 6 months ago, and we
Yeah.
had a conversation, but I haven't seen him. Like, do you know what he's doing?
He is officially retired
Oh,
and having a
nice.
blast. He's opened a little antique shop. He does a lot of collections.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
he and his wife Vicky get
Oh, he's
together
married
in
now. Yeah.
antiquing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the other thing that he's doing, we're like brother and sister, so I do stay in close touch with him. He is digitizing, or he's organizing his digital collection of music and creating a very accessible interface for it. So that's
Oh,
his latest
nice. Well,
project.
give him my love.
I
I mean,
will.
yeah,
I will.
he's someone that I've spent time with over the years. I've got lots of lovely pictures of him, surprisingly.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah,
Mhm.
he and I like, yeah, I remember I was at see someone that was in San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah, and he shared a joint with me or something, and it just knocked my head off. I remember
Do
it was
you
good times.
do you know the joke he pulled on me?
No.
I had never had an edible.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know how strong they were, and I didn't know how long it took. And so he gave me a quarter of a bonbon, and it was legal.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah.
gotten it legally. He gives me a quarter of a bonbon, and so I think he's like giving me a quarter of what a normal person would have. And so, like 15 minutes later, he says, "Do you want another quarter?"
Uh,
I was so out that Elle Waters had to babysit me.
that's somebody else I was going to ask you about because I hadn't seen anything about Elba. I know you and her were inseparable
Yes, she's
back
one of
in
my
the day.
muses. She and Denis Boudreau have always been my muses. They're the ones that like poke, 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 poke. That's not enough. Like they think really big.
Yeah,
Um, and I love how they push me. So Elle is at work day.
that's right. Yes. And what about Denis?
Denis is independent and he's published two books now.
Yeah,
And he does accessibility in speaking. He's like professional speakers
yeah.
learning how important it is to think about accessibility in as a presenter.
Well, that's cool. Very cool.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen the last. Well, last I remember seeing him, he was working at DQ still, and
Yes,
he came
yes,
up to me at CSUN and was asking me, at the time, that what would I do? What would I have to do? What would they have to do for me to come and work with them?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, unfortunately I was a little bit stoned at the time.
We'll blame that on folio.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, of course. But I just remember, yeah, I remember him sort of coming and talking to me, and I was thinking, yeah, I was a,
Yeah, Denis is such a craftsman that he does best when an organization isn't too big. And
yeah,
so I'm just grateful. Like I do it this way. If we're working on accessibility, we're family. I don't care where you work.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
don't care.
So how many people work at DQ now? Is it DQ or is it DECQ? I mean, I've never.
I really am just a manager at Dairy Queen. It's DQ. Would you like some ice cream with your accessibility?
Yeah, so it's DQ. I
It is
remember.
DQ. I am actually gonna look something up real quick because I it's hard for me to keep track of the number,
Haven't
but
you've got like offices in India now? Is that
we have offices in India, we have offices in
office
Europe.
Europe? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So and when I started, Like, I swear there were just four experts. It was Salesh Panchang,
Yeah.
Carl Groves, um, and a guy named Don. I'm forgetting his last name. I can't believe I'm forgetting his last name. And myself, there might have been one other. There were four of us. And we could, I think the majority of the companies sit at a big long table. And now I I know we're over 300. I'm
Wow.
looking to see if we've passed a higher number than that because we
That's
probably have.
it's a lot of people. I mean, it's that was one of the things that I found
Mm-hmm.
difficult when because I always felt as if I could, sort of put my arms around the
Mm-hmm.
people at work, not physically, but sort of like
Sure,
I
sure,
I,
sure.
I had
Sure.
that in that I understood the organization, but then once it started to grow and grow and grow,
Yeah.
then I just lost touch or lost sight of what the organization was, and also the more you grow, the more specialized the people you got, your marketers, you got this, you got that, and
Yeah.
different, different, and so you become siloed and things like that. So I found how is the communications across DQ?
Actually pretty good. My favorite part is so I grew up in a really big city. I grew up in Houston and I'm used to big. And then I worked at the University of Texas,
Well, you're
50,000,
American. I mean, everything's bigger in America, so to
everything's
say.
big. I'm from Texas.
Yeah,
Bigger is better, right? Now, I totally agree with you that as you grow, the communications can be more problematic, but so I work with, I don't know if you know Matthew Lucan, but he's my best friend at work. And
you work
he,
from home, or you work go to an
yeah,
office.
and I just moved into a new house, so that's why things are empty behind me.
Oh, looks
And
nice from what I can see.
here's all the
Oh yeah, okay.
boxes. So I work from home, but Matthew has this, I think he calls it a hive communication pattern. And it's like communicate, share, communicate, share, communicate, share. And he is on us if we are not communicating properly and efficiently. And it's not his job to do that, but he's one of those people that he understands that we can't be as effective if we don't have the conversations that we need to have or share the information. So, for the size that we are, we communicate well. And one of my favorite things that I set up years ago is the Accessibility Jedi Council within DeQ.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this previously,
Yeah.
or you
And
mentioned it
so,
previously.
yeah. And so I've got Wilco on it, the heartbeat of Axe Core,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got Paul Bowman on it, and
Paul's still there, is he? Yeah,
yes, he's the heartbeat of DeQ University, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
then
just a note on the. I always it just grates on me that you call it university because university is like a reserved word for me.
I know,
Like, you know what I mean? So it's
I
already.
know.
I always just think,
You know why I know that? Access U used to be called Access University, and we had to change it. Sharon and I dreamed up the name for Access U,
right, right, right,
and we had
gotcha.
to change it because it's a reserved word. So you're right,
Yeah.
you're right.
It
And
just,
then I,
I just think it means that you provide real qualifications that
mhm,
degrees. So
yeah, yeah, I respect that. Having worked at a university, I do respect that. But I've got Wilco and Paul. And the reason I'm saying this is it helps you see how we have these connections.
yeah,
So, and then I've got two people that are running our manual test method that we have very detailed GitHub
Yep.
so that we can have consistency. And that's Aparna Pasi, who's in our India office, and Jeremy Catherman, who we got from USAA. He's fantastic. And oh yeah, some girl named Goodwitch that thinks she's Yoda or something. And the five of us meet weekly because if the five of us can come to consensus on does this pass or fail WCAG normative, with the idea that we have to go defend that in a courtroom and be right,
Yep.
like Andrew Kirkpatrick's at the other table, I better get it right, or
Yeah.
Faulkner or Patrick Lauka,
Yeah.
and that it's really crucial that we be pragmatic because as much as I want you to build better than WCAG minimum, it's not my place to pretend like this other thing is that's a best practice is a normative requirement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's yeah. Pat's very. I mean, very insist upon that. I mean, so sort of like because being, that there's lots of things that we'd like WCAG to do, but or
exactly.
but it just if you've got to look at the normative uh content and say, okay, it doesn't say this, it says this.
It says this, and that's a hole we need to fill
Yeah.
in the next iteration or down the road. And so we actually have a list of all these things that people thought were failures when they came to work for us.
Yep.
And we've added it. You can't call it a failure. You can't call it a failure. You can't call. So it's a wonderful list to help realize these are all the gaps.
Yeah, I mean, when we do our, we call them assessments, not audits, but
Mhm.
it's all about the word, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but we have best practices that we have what way fails,
yeah,
fails. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's plenty of that. It doesn't stop us, having hundreds of issues that we find. So
Yeah, there's a lot to find out there. It's very easy to make a mistake.
it is.
To make it's too easy to make it inaccessible today. But I have hope
Yeah.
for our future.
Yeah, so do I. I'm always hopeful. That's why I continue to do what I do. But it's also because it continues to be challenging. Every day there's something new to look at, and something exciting. And
Oh my gosh, I have had some amazing ones recently where like I need to have a beverage and and think about it. I have to dream about it to even I love those challenges. They feel like puzzles to me.
yeah, exactly. That's yeah, much the same. So we've done
The rogues.
the Rose Gallery, so we can put that to bed, so to speak. Now, now I've got to work out how to. Oh, I do. That's all right. I mean, things have got a lot better in my the my presentations of during this, but still, is it stopped? Yeah, yeah, it has. It's all right.
What stopped?
Oh no, stop screen share. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I never know. I never know
I know.
how to or where to. Uh,
Mhm.
okay, so I wanted to ask you because I people you work with Dylan
I
Barrow.
do.
Is
Yeah.
it Barrow?
Barrel.
Barrow.
Barrel, like a barrel of.
Yeah, like a barrel, because I have heard that other people refer to it as Daryl Barrel. Now, Daryl's not his name, is it?
No, it's
But
Dylan.
yeah, that's what I thought. And also,
Yeah.
somebody said Dwayne. I was thinking,
Yeah. No. Uh-uh.
no, it's definitely
No.
he's
It's
always
Dylan.
been Dylan, hasn't he?
Dylan.
Yes,
Yes.
I
Yes.
thought
Yes.
so. He's another interesting character
Mm-hmm.
um, who I run into at various seasons. Now, so what is your actual job at DQ?
The cool thing was I got to create my title. I'm the Chief Information Accessibility Officer. And I put the I in there instead of just Chief Accessibility Officer because as I was designing the job description and discussing it with Preeti, I also shared it with all my strategic consultants and said, is this job description what you think DeQ should have? And is this job description something that you would want to be able to share with clients to go, this is
Mhm.
what our CIAO looks like? And before I put the I in, they started asking me questions like, well, what about starting an employee resource group for people with disabilities? And what about ergonomic chairs? And what about, and I'm like, I care about those things, but I'm pretty sure Preeti's going to want me to focus on digital, and
Yep.
my strength is digital.
Yep.
And so that's why I put the I in there. It's not that I don't care about those things, but we put those responsibilities primary as HR responsibilities. And then I come in and assist if they're like, how do I do this? I'm like, oh, I can advise you.
Oh, that's cool. So you're roughly similar to what David Sloan
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. David Sloan, John Avila, that. Mhm.
Yeah. I was actually the CAO, Chief Accessibility Officer at TBGI before. When I left, that's when David Sloan took over. But it was
Mhm.
never a role that for me. It just it's not me.
I love it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
love
I didn't know what it didn't really mean anything. I mean, I enjoyed because part of my job or my was I was um, the W3C rep for TBGI, and also I
it.
managed a small group of people, which was the Knowledge Centre, and that was
Yes.
James Edwards, Ricky Onsman, and Hans Hillen. So
Ah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, Hans and I we started on the same day back in 2006. So and he put up with me for many years. Um, but yeah, it was a nice little group, and it was like managing four people I could handle, managing three people I could handle, but because at times there at TBG I had 20 people I was managing, which was mad.
That's too many to
Yeah,
effectively
yeah,
manage. I mean, I actually have a degree in HR and worked in HR for 10 years, so I'm really comfortable doing that. But I want to nurture people,
yeah,
and I was trained that you want to help people reach their full potential,
yeah,
and that may not be within your organization. And so I'm people first.
yep,
And right now I don't have anyone that reports to me directly. And at this stage in my career, I don't mind because what I
yeah,
really want to do is I don't want them to be overly dependent on me. At some point I am going to retire. Um, maybe if there are grandchildren. Um, but it's as I was putting together the job description, it was really fun because when Preeti agreed to name me chief and we started to work on the job description together, I thought I'd already been doing it.
yep,
And then she officially, the title was announced and everything. I didn't realize that it would really mean a lot to me. I thought, oh, this is just formality. But then, like the heart emotion, I was like, this is really, and taking it so seriously, like, how can I be the best chief information accessibility officer at a company that does digital accessibility? And so part of my work is to work with strategic clients occasionally. I'm not the only one. We have a
yeah,
house of strategic consultants. Thought leadership is really important. And part of that is W3C work,
yeah,
innovation. And community engagement. So I get to be very involved with AxCon and creating a caring community. Um, and here's the part that I actually, as my nerd geek, enjoys perhaps a lot more than I just do. Governance and monitoring of accessibility within my own org
Mm,
for every breathing human.
yeah,
I don't care if you're the accountant. I don't care if you're the IT security guy. You have to understand accessibility etiquette and how to communicate. And that includes email and Slack and PowerPoint and Word and all the things. And you need to understand that's your responsibility. And if you don't know how to do it, that's fine. Go ask someone for help. Go ask
sure,
your supervisor. And so, of course, I've got the whole developer arm under Dylan. And so, agreeing to required training, service level agreement for these issues shouldn't happen at all. And if they do, when are you going to get them fixed by?
sure.
I,
Well,
I
that's good.
love, I love that part.
Cracking the whip.
I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
I am. And it's so important that we live it. And you cannot take it for granted.
No,
Even in an accessibility company where we have all the training and all the tools that we could possibly need, without somebody watching it and reporting on it, it will slip.
well, yeah, that's the thing. And one of the things about me, like, as you know, I'm quarter owner of a smaller company now, only 17 people, but as always, as we punch above our weight.
You
Um,
do.
but it's good having such a small group, but still, just all of the tools that we use, we really need to think about, are they accessible? Do they work for the people that we have employed? Will they work for future employees? All of those things. And you're up against it because most of the stuff is not that accessible or is not that good. So it's always an uphill battle to find the things that work.
And what I will say, we talked earlier about, WebAIM million, the results lately weren't what we wanted to see, and it's so hard to buy accessible software, but I have felt a positive shift. Um, there
Well,
has been progress,
well,
and
yeah,
I want to call out a specific company. ADP is who I use for HR stuff for
oh,
our
okay,
employees, right?
yeah,
And it's not perfect because it's big, right? So there's going to be bugs.
yeah.
But that team, I don't know if you know Kelsey Hall at ADP.
Kelsey,
Kelsey Hall, she is amazing. The team she's
no, I
built
don't,
there.
but
She's amazing, the team she's built there. Um, and I had a brand new employee come in, report a problem as he was filling out some paperwork. It was a low vision problem. It had to do with increasing font
yeah,
and things no longer fit and were cropped. I asked him to report it just to see what would happen. It was fixed in 2 weeks in
wow,
production.
that's
I
good.
was fell over.
Well, it's
It,
people eating their own dog food, so to speak, isn't it?
and when I say I almost fell over, I know ADP cares. I don't expect you to fix an issue in 2 weeks in production and get it rolled all the way out to my employee. Wow.
But it's nice when they do, that's for sure.
I, yeah, I think I had a little tear in my eye that day. And it
What's
seems so simple, but the being able to be independent with your personal information is crucial.
yes, Yeah, definitely. You don't want to have to rely upon other people all the time
Mhm.
to input stuff and to yeah
Yeah.
interact for you. You want to be able to do it yourself,
Mhm.
of course. Um, okay, so sorry, it's my brain. It's coming on for
It's nap time.
yeah. It's coming on for 6:30. So we've done over an hour.
Ah.
I know it always seems to go so fast. Uh,
I am loving it.
yeah, and well, I'll get you on again. I Yeah, I mean, when I started doing this, I didn't expect it to go on as long as it has, and I didn't, but I just keep getting more people. I've got Aaron Gustafson coming on. I've got Brian Cardell, who's on the tag.
Yeah.
I've got Doug Sheppers. Uh,
Oh, Dougie.
yeah,
I'm the only
uh,
one that calls him that.
he's a funny guy. I love Doug.
I adore
Um,
him.
and well, are you planning on going to Accessory TO in October?
So I haven't been yet because I
Well,
try
you
not
should go.
to hog all the conferences. Um,
It's
um,
a great conference. I really enjoy it.
I know it's fantastic. And I almost went one year and then I can't remember what happened. So I can't promise because
Well, if
I
you are, I'll see you there. It's only because I usually see you at CSUN, but I didn't go this year, and I won't plan. I don't plan on going to America, going to where you live until there's a regime change. And
I don't blame you.
yeah,
I
I
don't blame
mean,
you.
yeah, that's the only reason. Well, yeah, I was concerned, and I'm a a white middle class guy from the UK. So, well, actually, I'm from Australia, but I live
Yeah.
in the UK. But
Yeah.
but I generally am concerned about what would happen if I just got you. You just have to look at someone the wrong way, and you yeah. But anyway,
I understand.
I
I
it's it it's what can I say? It's horrific. What just watching from the outside, I can't imagine what it's like living through.
it has been so heartbreaking. Um, and I don't know if you've paid attention to what's happened in the last couple of weeks, but the Americans with Disability Act Title
Oh yeah,
II
yeah,
update and the HHS 504 deadline were both just moved
yeah,
out a year.
yeah.
And it's it's heartbreaking to see these things happening. But I always remind myself, don't give up. What is it that Lainey says? Um, eh, she says something about it, it, if you if you comply with what they wish you would do before you have to. In other words, somebody's asking you to do something wrong. They're asking you to stop caring about accessibility. And so you give up caring about accessibility. You just let them win.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
exactly.
do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And so I was like, it's always darkest before the dawn. Many times in my life, I've been at a point where it's like, this isn't ever going to change or this isn't ever going to get better. And then if you just hang on, your moments, your months, from the breakthrough. And so I'm just gonna keep hanging on.
Optimism.
I'm gonna
It's
keep hanging
nice
on.
to see.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, okay, so before I forget, part of the enjoyment of being on the fireside is you get a free item from
Get a free
ACLT.
shirt.
Yeah. Well, you so
I
choose
love, okay.
choose whatever you like, and I'll send you it. But I'll email
Okay.
you about that, and I'll
Okay,
send
perfect.
you
Perfect.
through the recording so you can.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that nothing was that we nothing controversial.
I don't think we said anything
No,
controversial.
apart from me questioning Dylan's name, which is
It's not controversial.
yeah, but no. But thank you, Glenda. It's been wonderful to speak to you. As I said, I always say this that I always like. This is probably the longest we've ever actually talked. I mean, I was sitting across from you at dinner for
CPAC,
yeah,
Anaheim.
TPAC, yeah.
Hmm.
But usually at these things, I'm quite antisocial. I just get overwhelmed by because like I live in this box and this is where I am most of the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it works for me from that side. But it's just nice to talk to you, and I appreciate you coming on. And
I appreciate you doing these. I think it's wonderful. I so enjoyed this.
oh, good,
And you may not know this. I appear as an extrovert. I'm actually an introvert.
yeah. Well, I'm much the same. I don't know why I am these days, but I feel much more comfortable in my skin as I've got older. I
Mhm.
think that's one of the nice things about age.
I agree. I agree.
Well, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and
I will. I'll go
give my
say
love
hi
to
to Lucy
John
for
and
you.
say hi to everyone else
I sure
at
will.
DQ, all the people. Um,
And happy almost Gad.
oh yes, yes. Well, next week's Tetralogical Week, and
Yeah.
we'll all be together in York, which is I don't know
Uh,
if you've ever been to York, but it's a great
Give
city.
everyone a hug for
I
me.
will.
You work
And
with an
next
amazing
week
group.
I'm presenting in the Netherlands, so I'll be hanging out with Hiddy de Vries, who
Oh,
I
yeah. Huh.
co-edit the Wayhag EN2 with, and somebody he works with, a guy called Jeroen Hulscher. So yeah,
Mm,
be an
fabulous.
interesting time. And I made a shirt that says accessibility is political but it's in Dutch. So I'll be sporting that while I'm there. And
They'll love it.
yeah, all right. Thank you again. See you
All
later,
right.
Glenda.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.